have been contacting this week other delegates and senators from other coal-producing counties to ask them to do this with their county commissioners as well. Because at the end of the day, the consequences are this. This bill for Lincoln County, once it got to full force 5 years from now, if production stayed relatively the same, which we don't really anticipate production decreasing anytime in the near future. There's ebbs and flows, obviously. But if production stays basically the same average as it's been for the last 10 years, Lincoln County stands to gain well over $500,000 a year if this were to go through. And what was an important piece of this bill was that this wasn't just, there's been a number of bills introduced regarding this issue. And some of them had the money going to the State Development Office, and then the county commissioners would have to apply to the State Development Office. The State Development Office could turn the county commission down if they didn't approve the project. Basically, this money just went straight to the county commission, and not only went straight to the county commission, it is specifically earmarked that the money can only be used for road repair, infrastructure such as water and sewer extension, and economic development. And I think it's clear by the shape that not just roads here, but roads all over the state are a mess. It's just the situation that the whole state's in. But I think that the coal-producing counties are basically paying the bills for the rest of the state, and the impact that extractive industries have on the roads and have on the infrastructure, such as the water lines, really takes a toll on extractive counties, and we're paying the toll for the rest of the state's prosperity. And this was just basically a way of saying, you know, we want a little bit of this back. And again, it couldn't be used for anything else but that, you know, repairing the infrastructure. Again, this was just our way of trying to do that. But again, the resolution is just to ask the governor to put it on the special session. I didn't indicate that it was specifically in May, but an upcoming special session. I hope that he does. I don't know either way which way it would go, but I'm hoping that, you know, the support from the county commissions will somehow push him to do this because it is important. I think it's important. I think everybody sees that it's important. We do pay a heavy toll for being able to take these resources as they're spread all over the whole state, and I think we've seen that in the past. Seen that not just our roads and our water and our sewage and everything else, but the resources of our people that actually get in there and do the work. We do a lot of the heavy lifting in this state, and this was just a simple gesture to say, here's some of that back. And again, I appreciate extremely much the county commission putting this on the agenda with such short notice. But thank you for your time, and if there's any questions, I'll take them.
Thank you. Other comments? Again, appreciate your work on this and other things too, because you've done well to help the areas you represent, whether it be Lincoln, Boone, Logan, all. We claim you here. So.
That's right. I claim Lincoln County too. I don't have a problem with knowing my place.
I can tell you from experience spending time at the Capitol, Josh is always accessible. His office door is always open. And one of the things that you said to me about this bill was, you know, when you get elected to whatever position it is, if you have something that you can do concrete that's going to help people for generations, then you've done your job. And this one bill is something that if we can get put on a special call and approved, will improve the quality of life for people in this county for a long time into the future, so we appreciate it.
You don't want to, you know, a young guy like him, you got to be careful. You brag on him too much, you know, he might get too big headed. You know, I go to Logan County and they tell me that's the best delegate they have. I said, he doesn't belong to you guys completely now.
That's right. That's right.
I move to accept the resolution and also to challenge the other coal-producing county commissions to follow suit.
I'll second that. You know, yes vote. Motion carries.
And if I could add one thing, I'm sorry, if, do you need me to deliver this, or will you communicate this to the governor's office?
If you would like to deliver it, we'll certainly be glad to, if that helps any.
Either way, whichever is more convenient, I can do it, or you guys can mail it to the governor's office, either way, it doesn't matter to me.
We'll contact, let you know, maybe, Commissioner Ramey, he likes to go to the Capitol, we might have him to meet you.
Okay.
I don't know if he's got time or not, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda was another item I asked to be added. I've been on the trail across Lincoln County for the last 2 months, visiting people, and when you talk to the people across the county, you hear different issues that come up, quality of life issues, water, sewer. But one thing that I have found that's a hindrance to us being able to grow as a county economically, and even a safety issue is the fact that we don't have cellular phone service all across the county. So I'm offering the commission a resolution. Whereas Lincoln County is made up of 492 square miles, and whereas Lincoln County is located between two major cities being Huntington and Charleston, and whereas Lincoln County has limited access to cellular service being in some parts of Hamlin, West Hamlin, Allen Creek, McCorkle, and Samarico, and whereas every resident of Lincoln County should have the ability to have access to cellular service throughout Lincoln County, and whereas a tower has been erected in the Harts area ready for cellular service, and now therefore let it be known that the Lincoln County Commission is in support of cellular service for all residents of Lincoln County. I think that it's time that we put pressure on whomever needs to be pressured to see to it that our people have the same access to these quality of life issues as our neighboring counties. So I move that we accept this resolution.
I'll second. Being all yes, motion carries.
May I say something in that
Sure.
regard? I've traveled all of these United States, been all 50 states of driven, and I've been in states that have polluted with signs and towers and what have you. And I've been in some states like Vermont, you don't see that. So, Mr. Ramey, if you get your resolution passed to get all these towers, have them painted green so they can't be clean. There's nothing be uglier than a big tower sticking up out of the
Well,
tree.
yeah, they do, and some cities have some terrible looking cell service towers on sides of walks and everything else.
Terrible.
I agree with you. I've been to Vermont, some of those places, and they're eyesores. So I would hope that we would have these erected, they'd be erected in a way that it wouldn't take away from the natural beauty.
The next item, maybe been over a year ago, we set out as a commission to improve the service that we provide up at the Mud River Dam, and building a concert type area, building a stage and dressing rooms, bathrooms, and it's a pretty nice facility. If you've been up there, you probably think, well, what's going to happen to this? Right now, we've just been trying to figure out what we want to do. So last year, I asked Jim Gayhart to think about how we might be able to have better use or more use of that facility we built up there. It's just an open stage and up on the ball field area there at the recreation area. And so a few weeks back, he gave me a proposal. And so what we had talked about was, let's have some more events, and how can we do that, and how much would it cost? And so he gave us two proposals, and we have elected to try one of those, and basically to tune about $2,000 more to provide this